G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I've changed positions if you've been following me, and I've taken the background away just because it's spring and everything's growing really well, and I want to obviously see the garden a bit better without having a big screen behind me. So you might see trees behind me now, which is hopefully won't distract you too much from what I'm trying to do. A bit of a sunnier spot, so I don't know, we'll see how we go with the lighting. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you want to have a go and do that, please. And click the little bell icon, because that allows you to get notifications of when I put new videos up and they're uploaded. YouTube changed the way we get notified now, so you don't get emails anymore. So you might not know that there's a new video up. So go ahead and do that. What I want to talk about today is I did mention in my garden tour that I posted up previously that this Japanese maple, it's quite nice, starting to leaf out, is now ready to be pinched out now, to pinch the terminal buds, the terminal, or the, what do you call them, the elongating buds. So what that means is the tree's starting to grow, it's opened 2 leaves, and then the middle one's coming through. So it's got two leaves here, 2 leaves are open, and the middle one's coming through, and new one's coming through out here to make another 2 leaves, and then another one to make another 2 leaves, and that's how you grow the branch. Now I have just been able to catch this in time before it gets too long. Have noticed some areas have a bit more elongation. Let me try and show you that. So that's got the first set came out, and there's the second set came out, and now the third set's coming out. So I've been a little late on this one, so I'll show you what I would do to this area that I want to do. Now this is only so you can build the ramification of the tree. So if I was trying to grow this branch and make it a really long branch, I would let that grow. If I wanted to thicken this branch up, I would just let that grow. So letting the terminal bud just go away and go along and go for it enables the branch to thicken up and get stronger. That's if that's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to achieve that, then let it go. Leave it alone. There might be some areas in here that I need to strengthen up, so I might do that. Leave the terminal bud to go, get that branch stronger, and then slowly cut back over time, which is a technique to do. But today's about just pinching out the terminal buds, and what I do with bits like this that have grown a bit too long, what do I do? Because now I'll have to probably try and bring it in a lot more so you can probably see it a bit better. So you can see here, hopefully you can see that. See how there's this really long bit now, the bare bit there. I'll try and show you. So there's nice foliage here. It's a bit sunny, sorry guys. Then there's a really bare bit here. So I should have, once these opened, I should have pinched the middle one out, but it got away from me. And now there's these sets of buds, these sets of leaves, and then there's a new one right on the end. So I would personally just come in and pluck that off. So I stopped taking 2 there off. I personally wouldn't normally do that. I would treat it more like, let me try and show you this one in here. I hope you guys can see. Oh, it's a bit hard to see. Damn, it's too sunny. I was hoping I'd get away with it, but let's see how we go with. So there's 2 sets of leaves. I'll try and show you this one a bit more carefully. 2 sets of leaves. 2 sets of leaves there, and there's a terminal bud there. And I take that one out just with my fingers, and I'm left with 2 leaves there. I know it's very bright. I can't really maneuver it. Damn it! All right, might have to change the time of day I do this. But then I'd go in and just pluck with my fingers the rest. Now there's no real, I guess the science of it or the technique of it. It's pretty straightforward. You'll see them. It's not like it's a secret or anything. They're quite obvious. So you'll see them starting to shoot out from. They would open 2, and then the middle one's coming through. If you don't want that to keep going, let's pluck it out. So I'll just go, and I don't need any scissors or anything like that. So I see there's a kind of a weak branch in here, so I might leave that. Okay, I want to strengthen this area, so I might leave that alone. Then there's heavy branches here. We need to get through that and pluck through that. So you just go through it and take that terminal one out. Now sometimes they've just started to open, take it out. I mean, ideally you would have got to a bit beforehand than that. But yeah, just not all areas are ready. Some areas are not ready yet. But they're all very tiny, very small. And you just go through it. Now, it's not like you can do this all in one go for all your trees, because each maple opens up at different times. So Yeah, I'll show you this one. Maybe you can see this one. Let me see. Can you see? See how this one is? That's a good one. That's a good example. So the first one's opened. These two here opened. Then it grew. Then another two opened, and then a third one. So I'm way too late. But I would come back and go take all those two off. See that? So that's what I mean. But up here, for example, I don't know if you can see that. Let me try and give you a closer view. So I've got, this is where it's a good example of, you know, 1, 2 in there, 1, 2 there, and then this is the new one I'll take out. So it's almost just starting to open. Let's see. So this area is really strong. Usually at the top I need to do more work on and really prune it out. But the top's actually, the lower branches have shot out before the top branches, so that's pretty interesting. But I would go, it's pretty much a quick process. And you can't do all your maples at the same time because they're not opening at the same time. You know, like some I try and still haven't even opened yet. So you pretty much have to go through the garden and do it as the trees open up. And it just brings back the tree, doesn't let it get out of control. Yeah. Ideally you want to do something, I'm going to just try to find one that's like in a perfect spot, that way you have to do it at the perfect time. You know. Some of these are a bit too far gone actually. I should have done earlier. I just let the truck go past. Just want to do one more good example for you. Maybe, I'm not sure if we can. Let's see if we can see this one. No. This is again another one that's probably just too late. These ones opened, then there's a little bit of growth, then there's another two that opened, and then there's a third one that's coming through. Damn, it's a little late. So is this one a little late? So it was just a little, maybe a week late, I guess. Not even a week late, a couple of days even. It can get away from you. So you just go through it and pluck those out. That's pretty straightforward. Now, I was going to look at my tridents and see if there's one that's ready to do, but I don't think so. I could have a look at this one behind me. I'll just have a quick look at it and see if it's any worthwhile to do. But other than that, that's what I would do the tree. Now, take your time, go through it. Start at the bottom, work your way up. Work your way up. I don't do wiring or anything like that this time of year. I just let it open, flush out, do the plucking. And you just go through it. It's just a nice. It's actually quite a relaxing process, if anything. It's actually there's no real thinking too much. It's not like you got to wire branches and be careful you might break something or anything like that. It's just purely going through the tree, looking through it. It's actually enjoyable to see all the new growth growing. Yeah, so I've done probably this lower bit. This upper bit is still too young. It still hasn't really shot out. I reckon in a few days I would have to come back and do the top again. So let's see what it looks like, okay? Hope you guys got a bit out of that. I'm just going to check the trident and I'll come back and see. I'll show you the trident if it's good to do, okay? Alright everyone, so I thought I'd come in over to this trident I've got, a root over rock one that I've seen in my videos before. But here's a good example. I'm going to try and come in here, hang on, of what I mean by the node. Now you can see those first two opening, and then you see the middle one coming through there. Oh, it's so blurry. You can see the middle one coming through there. And they're the ones I take out. Okay, good, very good example. This tree is really at a good spot. Here again. Oops. Those two. Oops, sorry, blurry. So I'm left with the two original ones, and they should try and help hopefully back bud the area, especially in the top of the tree. Now I want it more ramified, so we really got to get in there and start plucking away. So this is a good example. Let me see if there's another. So these are a little bit starting to open up too much, but I'll go in there. See how they're so small? I probably need tweezers to get in there rather than my fingers. So take the middle one out. Oops, missed that. Sorry guys, a bit blurry. See, I probably have to use tweezers here because it's actually very difficult. So that should just leave the two buds, two leaves there opened, and taking the middle one out. Come on, get focused. Yeah, really hard to get focused on these close-ups. Let me see if I can see this one. Again, I've got to come in. So there's a leaf that side, leaf that side. And the middle doesn't start to open again. So I'm coming in. I really need tweezers here. My fingers are way too fat to do this. But use tweezers, you can pluck those out nicely. So now I'm left with 2. I've taken the middle one out. Hope that makes sense. This is a good example of a tree that needed it. So when I work further down, you can see some of the lower leaves, lower branches have actually started to shoot out. Now sometimes the lower branches are weaker than the top, so sometimes I just leave them and get that first set, second set, and I'll take the third set out, just to really give it that strength it needs. The lower section always is a bit more weaker. So see how there's one leaf, those 2 opened. Now the next one is coming through, and then I'll pluck the middle one when it comes out again. Yeah, it's hard, time-consuming process, but it actually really benefits the tree really well. So you can see this is just coming out, and keeping the top in control hopefully makes it ramify a bit better, gives the strength to the lower branches as well, and keeps the tree motoring along. Alright guys, I might sign off there for now, and hope you guys enjoyed that nice short video on how to pinch out maples in early spring. You just got to go through it all. So I've got to really go through it all. Here's a good example. Sorry, I should show you. See how the long branch, see there's a long branch. Now, if we don't do anything plucking, this will never back bud in here. So by taking that out, taking that middle one out, there was actually 3 on there. So now I'm left with 2. Even though I've split that leaf, no big deal. Now what I'm going to do, that hopefully promotes these buds here I can see to back bud. And then I'll come in, and because those internodes are a bit too long, I might cut back all the way to this bud here, so it brings it shorter. That's what you want to try and do. Alright guys, now I'll sign off. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time.